Welcome to MusikFest. After a rainy start this season, the day is finally clear. It is beautiful and it's Saturday, and so the place is mobbed. We are so happy to be here, though. It's the first time that we've been to MusikFest in a couple of years. MusikFest is held here in downtown Bethlehem and the Southside. MusikFest has been around since 1984. Now, obviously during COVID, there was a different festival happening. It didn't look like this, but now it's back in full force. It starts the first Friday of August and goes until the following Sunday. So 10 days, and it is the largest non-gated free music festival in the nation, held right here in Bethlehem. If we haven't met yet, my name is Cynthia. I'm with Cinderella Cells and the Living in Eastern PA channel. And this is where we explore everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and relocating to Eastern Pennsylvania and the Lehigh Valley. So come with me and let me be your guide as we explore MusikFest tonight.
We are starting our tour at the Martin Guitar HandwerkPlatz. Handwerk is, of course, German and is exactly how it sounds in English, handwork. Most MusikFest venues will have the ending Platz, meaning town square in German. This is an homage to the Moravians, the German immigrants who settled Bethlehem in the 1700s. HandwerkPlatz is where many of the artisans, artists, and craftspeople display and sell their visual arts and fine crafts. You'll find foods like gourmet salsa, smoked cheeses, and beef jerky, alongside handmade jewelry, candles, and custom t-shirts. Unfortunately, it rained for days prior to the weekend, and parts of the venue are left with giant muddy areas that we tried to avoid. This is FamilienPlatz. It's usually located in a central area of the festival, making it easily accessible for families attending MusikFest. Kids can engage in various hands-on activities such as creating arts and crafts, face painting, and other creative projects. There are typically several games and small rides available, offering fun for younger children. FamilienPlatz features performances geared towards children, including puppet shows, magicians, interactive musical acts, and storytellers. Safe and supervised play areas allow children to burn off energy while parents relax and enjoy the surrounding festival atmosphere. Family-friendly food options are available at or near FamilienPlatz, including kid favorites like pizza, hot dog, ice cream, and other treats. These options are often more suited to children's tastes compared to some of the more eclectic or adult-oriented food choices found elsewhere at the festival. The environment at FamilienPlatz is welcoming and safe for families, with a focus on creating an enjoyable experience for both children and parents. The area is designed to be stroller-friendly and accommodating for families with young children. FestPlatz is one of the larger venues at MusikFest and is known for its fun, festive atmosphere. The large crowd, lively music, and dancing create an exciting environment that embodies the spirit of MusikFest. The stage features a variety of bands and musical acts, with a strong emphasis on genres like rock, pop, polka, and classic hits. One of the highlights of FestPlatz is the dance floor, where festival goers can dance to live music. Believe it or not, polka dancing is particularly popular here. In keeping with the festive theme, FestPlatz offers a variety of food options with a focus on German and European cuisine. It's also a popular spot for beer lovers with a wide selection of both domestic and imported beers, including German brews.
I would be lying if I told you that I only came to MusikFest for the music. I'm hoping that you, as I'm walking, you can see behind me all of the great food. I am inundated with smells right now. I smell smoked meat. I smell something sweet like brown sugar. I definitely smell frying grease. Here's a PA favorite, cheesesteaks. And then here's one that we sometimes come to, Karl Eimer sausages. So they've got some real German stuff in there. And we like that. Ice cream, root beer floats, creamsicles, Coke floats. That may be what I end up with tonight because I'm not the least bit hungry. Ooh, the waffle cabins here. We see those up at the ski resort. That's those yeasted Belgian waffles. Ooh, they're so good.
MusikFest is as much a culinary adventure as it is a music festival. With hundreds of food vendors lining the streets and setting up in various festival zones, attendees can indulge in an incredible variety of foods. The festival offers everything from traditional Pennsylvania Dutch fare to international cuisine, along with plenty of traditional festival favorites. Given the festival's location in Pennsylvania, you'll find plenty of local specialties such as pierogies, sausage sandwiches, funnel cakes, and soft pretzels. Hearty roast beef sandwiches, often served with gravy or cheese, are a staple at the festival. And don't forget grilled corn on the cob, served with butter and seasonings. A sweet, comforting dessert, apple dumplings are often served with a dollop of vanilla ice cream. This traditional Pennsylvania Dutch pie, shoe-fly pie, is made with molasses and is another must-try for festival goers. And let's not forget the international cuisine. Besides German food, there's Mexican and Latin American, Italian cuisine, like pizza, pasta, and Italian sausages, cannoli, and gelato, which make for a sweet ending. And then there's Asian cuisine, like sushi, dumplings, noodles, and teriyaki dishes. Thai and Indian foods like pad thai, curries, and samosas. And of course, gyros, falafel, hummus, and spanakopita can be found at the festival's Mediterranean food stands. Based on that guitar solo, the enthusiastic woo, and the mullets and mohawks on this band, I thought it was hardcore headbanging music. Definitely not my style. But this group played great covers. I heard The Kinks and Lady Gaga, and they were great. This crowd, however, was much more lively than in many of the tents. I guess it's true that Matchplatz is the fest's biggest party. Plaza Tropical is renowned for its eclectic mix of music, featuring artists from genres like Latin, Caribbean, reggae, world music, jazz, and more. The venue celebrates cultural diversity through its musical offerings, often spotlighting performers with roots in Latin America, Africa, and the Caribbean. Food and beverage options in Plaza Tropical usually trend towards Latin and Caribbean favorites, such as tacos, empanadas, churros, and arepas, along with Mexican street corn, elote. One of my favorite features of MusikFest is the buskers and street performers. It's not uncommon to be walking from one venue to the next and be inundated by music from a band in the middle of the street. Here, I encountered the Big Easy Easton Brass parading down the street, which made me feel like I was sauntering down Bourbon Street at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Directly ahead of us is the Central Moravian Church. And there to the left of it is the Moravian bookstore. You may remember some of these iconic Bethlehem landmarks from my Christmas video. MusikFest takes place right in the middle of these historic and cultural landmarks. There is the historic Hotel Bethlehem, and on its left is the blacksmith shop, where we stopped for an interview with the blacksmith dressed in period costume and pounding steel and iron pulled from the hot coals. Hey, if you've made it this far, you must be enjoying the content. So I'm going to encourage you to hit the subscribe button or ring the bell so that you'll be notified when I drop new videos. We have a lot to cover here in the Living in Eastern PA channel, and I am looking forward to being your guide, whether you're planning to move in 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 months. You can also visit my website at cinderellasells.com, send me an email at cynthia.bernstorff@gmail.com, or book a call with me on the link below. The Slicked Up Nines is a talented band that draws upon blues, jump, swing, jazz, and rockabilly influences to remind the world that music can be rich with colorful soul, driving with heavy swing, and blaring with dynamic exuberance that brings everyone to their feet. Dancers, singers, and observers were all having a great time here with the Nines. This group and audience was joy personified.
Life goes on without me. I ain't got nobody. Nobody, baby, nobody cares for me. Nobody cares for me. I'm so sad and lonely. Oh, so sweet.
Liederplatz is typically situated in the Sun Inn courtyard, a historic area that adds to the charm and ambiance of the venue. This intimate area is surrounded by the colonial architecture of the district, giving it a unique, cozy feel. Liederplatz is known for featuring acoustic music, folk, Americana, and singer-songwriter performances. The stage often hosts solo artists and small ensembles, making it an ideal spot for those who enjoy more intimate and lyrical performances. It showcases local and regional musicians, providing a platform for up-and-coming artists. It's a great place to discover new talent or enjoy performances by beloved local acts. I wish I could have seen this band play, as I love the sound of an upright bass, but unfortunately, they were still working on their sound check while I was passing through. How do you accommodate the cars that are necessary to bring 1 million visitors here? Well, as you can see behind me, one of the Transbridge buses, actually there's definitely more than one because one just pulled away, but one of the Transbridge buses has been hired or pressed into service. Behind that is a school bus, and these buses are all used to run shuttles from remote parking lots here to the festival and then again on the Southside. So the cost of your parking, and I know that we used to park at the old steel, Bethlehem Steel Martin Towers. I believe that's still remote parking, but there's several lots around here that you can park at, and the cost of your parking is going to include the shuttle. Nowadays, we just park and walk. We don't have little kids that we need to worry about. So a couple of years ago, MusikFest grew so large that they had to expand. They had run out of space there in the main street and the venues that they were using before, and they wanted to add more
musicians and more stages. So they came over here to the Southside. So we have made our way to the Southside now. And we are at the steel stacks. Now, if you watch my Bethlehem video, you got a taste of the steel stacks. I know that I need to do an entire video dedicated just to the steel stacks because there is so much to say about it. It's just a fabulous venue. So there are 3 stages inside. There are 2 movie theaters inside. There's 2 different groups going on in there. We are getting ready to go into the MusikFest Cafe. In addition, down on the main stage of Levitt Pavilion, there's a duo playing, and they're a very dynamic and very dichotomous group that play a lot of different instruments. They both sing. One is from Venezuela and the other is from North Carolina. So somehow they make that work. I did get some footage from that, so we'll be sure and put it in there. They're called Larry and Joe.
I want you to look at the view through the windows behind this band. That's the steel stacks being slowly illuminated as the sun goes down. This is a permanent venue, but ironically is called the MusikFest Cafe. And every time you watch a group here, you get that view behind them. This reason alone makes me love this stage most of all. Not every performer or performance is musical. As you saw from the footage of the magician earlier, sometimes they are simply great performers who have been tapped by the organizers for their talents. These performers are from Italy. The Eventi Verticali's Sphere is a 30-minute outdoor performance delivered by 5 aerialists suspended from a crane 60 feet above the ground. The performance begins with the transparent sphere deflated and shapeless with one aerialist suspended inside. The sphere is raised by a crane, becoming a gigantic, fully inflated, stunning globe, transforming into a place where everything comes alive. While I have sped this up, and they didn't really move this quickly, it was stunning to watch even in real time. I'm not usually a jazz fan, but I am so glad we stopped at the Frank Banco Alehouse Cinema for this performance. This quartet, Rio Bossa, performs traditional Latin, jazz, popular, and original music in a unique and sensuous style, weaving soulful melodies and savory Latin rhythms. Rio Bossa's catalog is inspired by diverse Latin traditional, folk, and popular music including bossa nova, samba, bolero, and others. Just take a listen and you'll see why I was mesmerized by their talent.
Like 2 leaves riding on the autumn wind, like 2 rhythms pounding on an ancient drum. Here we are. I can't see anyone but you.
If you have visited or even seen pictures of Oktoberfest or any festival in Germany, you cannot miss the resemblance of these tents. And the outdoor venues look just like a traditional German beer garden. This, of course, is intentional by the organizers of MusikFest and pays homage to the deep Germanic roots of so many longtime residents in the Bethlehem area. McCarthy's Red Stag Pub is open 12 months out of the year and is the place for a true Celtic experience in the Lehigh Valley. I took this parting shot to show the difference between normal, everyday downtown Bethlehem and what happens for 10 magical days in August when hundreds of thousands of visitors come and take over the streets in song, dance, and celebration. MusikFest is a musical festival of unparalleled awesomeness. It's a 10-day celebration of music, food, and the arts in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.